Trump's campaign hosted a rally at Madison Square Garden in New York City over the weekend. Some people online compared it to the American Bund Nazi rally at Madison Square Garden 80 plus years ago, while others online didn't think it was a good idea. I should say Trump's campaign called it a political rally, but it was actually just people getting together and expressing their racist and sexist views, except instead of in the privacy of a backyard or a man cave, it was broadcast on national television. One of the speakers was a comedian named Tony Hinchcliffe, who said there was an island of floating garbage and said it was Puerto Rico. I thought the island of garbage was behind the podium. Tony Hinchcliffe is basically a corporate comedian that you would hire off of Temu. Tony Hinchcliffe is the comedian. Like, if you were to hire a comedian for an event off Craigslist and Tony Hinchcliffe showed up, you would think to yourself, I would be more relieved if he was a serial killer. And they flew in Tony Hinchcliffe from Texas to do that rally. That's the sad thing. There are probably plenty of New York comics who would have been happy to do that gig. Poor Shane Gillis probably saw Tony Hinchcliffe and thought to himself, you mean I got shit canned by Saturday Night Live for nothing? When asked about Tony Hinchcliffe's performance, J.D. Vance said that if he doesn't think a joke is funny, he doesn't laugh. Fair enough. JD, if you're listening to this, I know we've chipped you on here before, but if you want to test out your philosophy of not laughing at jokes you don't think are funny, and if you're available, let's talk. I can throw together an episode real quick. JD Vance said the blowback to Madison Square Garden was the media creating a fake outrage cycle. If there's anyone who shouldn't be lecturing us about creating a fake anything, it's J.D. Vance. Especially when it comes to the subject of non-white people. Put in that context, that makes it even worse. And J.D. Vance's kids, they're going to have a hell of a time when he scolds them for lying about something. Dad, remember Springfield?
Oh, God.
J.D. Vance deflected and complained about the price of groceries. This is a guy who did a photo op not knowing what a dozen eggs were. Like, not the price, but didn't know how many eggs were in a dozen. Although to be fair to J.D. Vance, he's never known the price of dairy products since he still keeps his grandmother's breast milk left over in his fridge.
Oh.
For legal reasons, that's not true. To the best of my knowledge. Admittedly, Dennis Miller would have been a better choice for the event, as his act is conducive to a typical Trump rally. People getting bored and leaving early. The campaign did put out a statement that Tony Hinchcliffe's set did not reflect the views of Donald Trump or his campaign anymore. And now on with the show. Please join me in welcoming Jeff Hysen, Polite Kitty, and Jess Feeney.
Hey, Tom.
What's up?
Hey, Tom.
Welcome back. What's everyone been up to this week?
Well, Tom, I've been anxious to ask you, how does it feel not to be the most hated comic in America?
I tell you, since it's been happening, I've been trying to work my way back. I don't like the fact that I'm slipping. As a comedian, I need to be on my A game.
What was fascinating was that the Trump campaign said this was he was speaking off the cuff. First of all, it was on the teleprompter. Then they said it wasn't reflective of any of our opinions. Well, no, that's not true. But it was on the teleprompter because you vetted it. They removed the C word from his hysterical remarks, but left that in. So don't say that this was a surprise to you. It wasn't.
Right. I mean, it's obviously no accident that they booked that comedian specifically. Like, come on. I mean, if you want to like let that joke slide, go back and look at any of his material ever. Like, it's consistent, you know. If you vetted the guy, if you knew anything about him at all, then you can't decry this as like something you were surprised about.
Unless, of course, they knew all about him and he was like the only one they were able to get.
Ugh.
No,
Yeah.
I'm sure what's his name? Jim Brewer. He was probably busy. I don't know.
He was a close
Busy with
second.
what?
Yeah, no, yeah, he's real booked. He's real booked nowadays.
Busy
Big
with
Jim Brewer coalition.
Joining us on this part of the episode to discuss the upcoming election, please welcome back to the show therapist and retired educator Lucy Strausbaugh.
Howdy. Good to see you again.
Yeah.
Hey, hello.
So I do want to go ahead and just share this clip real quick. J.D. Vance speaking, I think sometime within the last 24 hours, he was asked about Tony Hinchcliffe and his act during the Madison Square Garden rally.
It's telling that Kamala Harris's closing message is essentially that all of Donald Trump's voters are Nazis and you should get really pissed off about a comedian telling a joke. Maybe it's a stupid racist joke, as you said. Maybe it's not. I haven't seen it. I'm not going to comment on the specifics of the joke. But I think that we have to stop getting so offended at every little thing in the United States of America. I'm so over it.
Says the white man. Yes.
Right.
In front of a crowd of other white people.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, the nerve of him telling people who are offended, you shouldn't be offended and he's not the party who's offended.
Correct.
Yeah, I'm so over this like premise that people like choose to be offended. I know there's some snowflakes out there. I've been on Twitter. I understand. But like it's so rare that why would someone choose the discomfort of being offended? If you're offended, it's because organically what was said or done affects you negatively inside. Like the fact that you can choose your emotions, like obviously if people are offended, it's not because they think it was just it's because it affects them on a personal level. Like we're not super cool to Puerto Ricans already. It's not just like, you know,
yeah.
It's not like we haven't fucked them over. It's not like Trump himself didn't fuck them over royally and we can just like have space to like joke about them or whatever.
You mean the paper towels didn't help solve any problems?
Yeah, surprisingly, didn't clean up the mess.
And having control over the island and not giving them a vote. Hey, really? They don't like that?
It just
apparently he decides to clean it up with the quicker picker upper, you know, that pile of garbage.
Yeah.
Oh God.
It just makes me so mad that they pretend that there's no connection, you know, like we're really just getting upset about words and not like how these words reflect how we treat people.
They got upset with Karen, with the word Karen.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's been very effective propaganda, though. You know, the F your crowd, you know, number one, many of them really F your feelings, and the rest are just sucked into the propaganda. They see us as Satan. They see
the feelings mutual.
I take a different tack. You see me as Satan, great, my job's done.
This round table hole here has already a special place in hell, so come join us, I guess.
They have cool music down there from what I hear. So
yes.
Joining us in the second half of this episode to go ahead and discuss the entertainment value of this campaign season, please welcome April Brucker.
Hi.
Hi, April.
Hi. And I have somebody with me, President Donald J. Trump. I'm going to win, and it's going to be huge. I took a shot to the ear. And April, what do you say about taking a shot to the face? Oh, my gosh. That's not a funny joke. I'm funny like Tony Hinchcliffe.
Actually, that joke fits in very well for the atmosphere of this show. So go ahead, bring it. And on that note, that's our show. I want to thank Jeff Hysen, Polite Kitty, Jess Feeney, Lucy Strausbaugh, and April Brucker with Donald J. Trump.
Hello.
Thank you, Tom.
Thank you. Thank you.